He fits a lot of different fits for me. This would be a guy, maybe St. Louis Cardinals, that might be looking for some strength and stability into their back end of that starting rotation. I would think you could throw the Cubs into the mix for Eovaldi. And listen, the Red Sox, I'm not sure if they would entertain bringing him back on a long-term contract. But listen, he's battle-tested in the months of September and October. Eovaldi's going to find a home, but I think the Cubs would be a decent landing spot.
For me, Eovaldi, he goes over to the Bronx. Talking about going from Boston to New York, this is a perfect example of someone wanting to stay in the American League East where he's had success, and he joined the Yankees.
And he's worn pinstripes before. I wonder if the Dodgers get in on that. Somebody pointed out the potential Nolan Ryan path. Alvin, Texas, his own, right? Does he join the Rangers if they keep spending some money? All these guys that we're talking about, they fit in so many different places.
Yes.
Let's keep things moving. So we talked about Senga, we talked about Eovaldi. Let's talk about a big bat in Michael Brantley, who was not healthy in 2022. But Lance McCullers Jr. said he's been dominating his rehab, and he looks younger than ever before. That sweet swing will fit in any lineup, Zach. Where would you like to see it?
I know you're going to go, what? New York Yankees. We saw towards the end of the season, Andrew Benintendi, they missed that left-handed bat, a guy that can put the ball in play. This guy is a rare skill set of guy that can hit for power. He can hit for average. He's a smart hitter. He hits the ball to all different parts of the ballpark. He would fit good in the Bronx.
If you are the Texas Rangers, you go all in on Michael Brantley. One, because you know that offensively, they're not going to score as many runs as they're going to need to. They're going to more put their faith in their pitching. But Michael Brantley is probably the best professional hitter we have in all of baseball. They have some holes in their outfield. It's a bat that fit nicely into their lineup.
That's a really interesting fit as well. Okay, another bat, and Bo, you gave away your answer a little bit earlier, J.D. Martinez. Okay, and where you'd like to see him go. So I want to re-tee it.
Well, I'll tee it up. I think when you look at the New York Mets and what they've been able to do with their roster, to me, they're just missing a big right-handed bat that can slot into the DH spot, and you can give him some days off because of the roster construction. This would be a huge get for the Mets, and you're not talking about a long-term contract with J.D. Martinez.
Dan, he started the year so strong in 22, and then the slug wasn't there for him anymore. So that's probably making some teams take a step back and reevaluate for a moment. But, I mean, you see the most total bases since 2018. A few have been more productive than J.D.
I'm on to what you're saying. That's why, for me, a team could be a team like the Milwaukee Brewers. A good ballpark to hit in. He could hit the ball out of that ballpark from line to line. The Brewers right now don't seem like they're shopping for the A-list type of guys, and J.D. Martinez might fall right into their price range.
It's interesting you bring up the Brewers because my tag team partner on IT, Kevin Millar, says that this next guy would be a fit for the Brew Crew. Michael Conforto, okay, former Met. Bo, think about it. Zach, you're up first.
You know what? I'm not completely out of the woods. A team like the Chicago Cubs, maybe this guy would fit a lot of different landscapes because there's the unknown. When healthy, he's played a very good right fielder. He's a 25 to 30 home run guy. He's a guy that can hit slug, and he'll hit some left-handed pitching. Several options. I think if you're looking for a guy that you can maybe strike lightning in a bottle, you know what? Milwaukee might be a pretty good call.
Lest we forget, when Mike was right, a few left-handed swings look sweeter than that, Bo.
Yes. When you think about players going someplace to revitalize their career, where do they go? They go to Tampa. So for me, I think the Rays would be a perfect spot for Conforto. It's an opportunity for an organization that is always trying to move different pieces around and get players that they can actually help revitalize their career. Tampa would be a great fit for Conforto.
Now, I want you to talk about the team Dan mentioned, the Chicago Cubs. Okay, because you have one player already signed in Cody Bellinger who is trying to have a big bounce-back year. Do you like the idea of having two of those guys who are coming in knowing that they have something to prove?
Well, if you're the Chicago Cubs and you start to look at your ball club and you're not going to spend big in free agency, you're going to try to run a parallel line where you go, all right, we're going to put veterans that are on the rebound that have an opportunity to get back to the caliber of player that they were. If we as an organization or a team start to slide, at least you have some guys that you can flip to try to get some prospects into your organization.
The Cubs have a very interesting player, in my opinion, Nico Horner. I think when they're good again, he's going to be front and center in the middle part of that order. He's a terrific player. Last year he proved he could stay on the field. That's why I think the Cubs aren't done. Maybe a guy like Dansby Swanson, they acquire him him, put him at shortstop. You move Nico Horner over to second base, and why not spend more money and bring in Michael Conforto?
Why not? See, this is why we love the offseason, the hot stove. We could just do anything. Let your imaginations run wild.